How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my movie review for The Blackening, a movie directed by Tim Story and written by Tracy Oliver and Dwayne Perkins. The plot focuses on 7 black friends from college. They're reuniting, they're going camping for the weekend in this cabin in the woods. They want to party it up and just live out their best lives. Unfortunately, they're placed into a life or death situation where they have to play a very racist board game. If you've seen the trailer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Can these characters survive the night? Can they find out who is plotting this vendetta against them? At its base core, this is your pretty standard slasher flick, but it's really scattered with a lot of humor, a lot of jokes. It's more so a parody on America, cultures, things like that. And overall, the dialogue is written extremely well, almost to the point that these characters felt so natural coming off the screen. All the conversations, I felt very engaged with them, and it kind of feels like you're personal friends with some of these characters, with how much you know about them, their backstory, and how they used to act, and what they're doing now. This movie is just very, very much culturally relevant to watch. And so the movie, it does like to poke fun at cultures, including the cultures represented throughout the film, but it's never in a bad way. It's never in poor taste. Again, it's subtle, smart, funny, and I enjoyed the writing. One of my personal favorite aspects about this movie is that these characters feel like they know that they're actually a part of a horror movie, and so they decide to do everything against the norm, against the grain, and they don't go out seeking trouble. They close the doors if they randomly open, especially for the setting that this movie takes place in the middle of the night, in the middle of the woods. No single individual would ever walk outside alone to check out some disturbance, and that's highlighted in this movie quite a lot. In terms of standard filmmaking, it was pretty bare bones. The camera work was fine, the editing was okay, the sound work was a little shaky here and there, but the film was very enjoyable from start to finish. Now that we've talked about how amazing the script is, let's go ahead and tear it apart. You're introduced to a few characters and you automatically realize, okay, I know what's going on. I know who is setting all this up, and I know where this is going, but you don't really mind it because you're really more so there for the characters, their humor, the banter. However, once you walk away from the movie and you realize what has actually happened on screen, it just doesn't add up, especially with some of the character motivations, some of the actions that they take throughout the movie. One may argue, hey, drop your sense of disbelief. It's fun, it's goofy, it's silly. However, this feeling doesn't hit you until after you've walked out of the movie and you're not really experiencing the movie anymore, you're thinking back on it. Other than that, I enjoyed myself a lot with this movie. The Blackening, it's a great time to behold. It's a great time at the cinema. What this movie does different, and obviously so, is that it really states social norms, it questions it pushes the boundaries, it makes fun of it, and that's the premise of the entire film. Most movies like to sprinkle some things in there, especially with Star Wars and World War II a lot, quite often. Why do I like Star Wars again? Another aspect of this movie that I really enjoyed was the fact that the filmmakers gave some of these characters abilities. And throughout the movie, they really lean into these abilities to make lots of jokes, and it actually foreshadows a lot from the very beginning all the way to the very end, and really builds up some great character motivations. And it's kind of funny because it all also crumbles on top of them at the same time. I just wanted to throw all that in there because I thought the humor behind it was actually pretty fun. For me personally, one thing that really escalated this movie was the audience I was with. Everyone was on board. They loved it. O'Reilly's Auto Parts. You guys will have to go to the movies to understand that joke. Sorry. Between the audience interactions with the movie and the banter of the characters, it all really correlates quite well, and the movie sets out and succeeds what it plans to do by pushing the envelope, making jokes, and making statements about societal norms that I don't think most movies touch on, and they probably should. I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie a 7 out of 10. The script, it really does play it safe. It's pretty standard in terms of filmmaking. However, it does touch a lot of topics that most movies just don't these days, and I found that very, very refreshing. To pass the question off to you, have you seen The Blackening? What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys enjoy movies. Otherwise, my name's Austin, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.